What's up guys, back in another Konosuba video, and in today's video we are going to talk about the upcoming Christmas slash festival banner. This one's an interesting one as we have limited characters with limited characters. In all honesty, it's probably the most high valued banner that we have, considering we have Christmas units, and unless they pull a funny on us, there should be the old Christmas units. So if you don't have Christmas Wiz or Christmas Darkness, you should be able to pull them in here as well. So they should, because, you know, I don't want to say you can and then funny, you know, they just aren't there. But you know, we'll know for sure. If you really want to know when the game goes up, you can check and see if Christmas Wiz and Darkness are in there. It's gonna be pain because the UI is ugly, but yeah. Also, when I go do a video, I will let you know if they're there, but I'm like 99% confident they should be there. But other than that, let's talk about the new units, which are Legendary Chris, and then the Christmas Union and Megami. Do note, by the way, the other legendary characters are in this as well. So, you might be wondering, this is Legendary Chris, why the? Well, if it wasn't obvious by the text on your screen, she is the best unit in the game. On JP, she is still rated high in the tier list, and I don't think Veneer and Lalisa are gonna knock her out, to be honest. If you know, if a JP player wants to, you know, debate this with me, go ahead. You know, I'll probably take her word for it. But Chris is just so insanely good that she is, you know, relevant in JP still is kind of crazy, considering most 90% of the characters we use on the global version are just like, okay, whatever. On JP, I mean, there's like Medley and stuff, but like, you know what I mean? Power creep is real, and Chris just straight up says, whatever, people are still gonna use me. Which is why I want to pull her on the JP version, which is crazy to think about because it's like a year and a half ahead. But other than that, let's get into what the Legendary Chris does. So Chris, a lot of stuff. First off, like all legendary characters, she has a cool EX skill. She does 6% attack when using physical attacks, and then 11% if the target is debuffed, meaning she's probably going to be one of the best sub units for pretty much. I use this with Ainz. I use Legendary Wiz because she, you know, as a legendary character, she has a skill, or not a skill, a passive basically for her sub slot, versus like whenever you attack, you heal, right? Which is good because Ainz can't heal on his own. This Chris will be used in the same way as, okay, well, I'm using, let's just say Cosmo, right? And you have no Cosmo subs. Other Cosmo subs do not work with, let's say, the dark one, right? You're using the dark Cosmo, you have no dark subs, you have no attack subs. So your next bet is, okay, what's the next best character? You could use this Chris, so when he debuffs, he does more damage. So you can use that if you don't have many characters. So she already has value. I don't know why you wouldn't just run her on the team, but if for some reason that happens, you can use her for that, which is cool. Then her first basic attack is 105 when physical damage, a tier 1 physical defense debuff for 6 seconds. All elemental, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. All legendary characters have elemental attacks as their basics, so you know they get to join their mage buddies and being able to hit super effective damage on their basic. And just like all the other legendary characters, Chris has an effect on her basic, really good one, as it pretty much allows everything else that she does to work. Her skills get more damage if they're debuffed, and or her sub slot EX skill also is for debuffing. So very nice that they gave her one. Let's go over her first skill. So first skill is 112 single target when physical damage, 143 if target debuff, and a party tier 2 agility buff for 10 seconds. Whoa. And then she has a 161 single target when physical damage, 215 if the target is debuffed, and a party 4-second cooldown reduction. Yeah. So what you can do is you can use the wind single target that does agility, right? And then you can use party 4-second cooldown reduction to get it again. And of course you're gonna have to wait until, you know, after that. But let's say you have another person on the team that does another cooldown reduction. You got what I mean. You can pretty much just loop the agility buff pretty easily, combined with the fact that Chris lowers speed on one of her ults, or you can use the attack raising one if you want to use that instead. You're pretty much going to be attacking a bunch and using skills a bunch with this Chris. You can easily see how good she is. Never mind her ults having utility for slow or boosting attack. You know, just a cooldown reduction and an agility buff. They're probably two of the most important buffs, I'd say personally. Red Shred is cool, elemental buff is cool, but if you have ult charge, cooldown reduction, and provide agility, those are like the three most valuable in my opinion. Order them however you want. Ulting, more damage. Cooldown reduction, more skills, more damage. Agility, you attack, more damage. You get what I mean? Pretty OP stuff. Chris is just really, really, really good. Now let's get into the other two characters on the banner, which are Christmas Megami. She is a limited seasonal, which ironically is still, you know, somewhat rare, but not as rare as the ReZero Megami, and she's pretty much that. She will be the best Earth Megami until next Halloween, which we will get a like Succubus Megami. She's pretty good, like really good. But considering we don't even have Halloween from last year, which last year being a couple months, I know. we'll see. Halloween doesn't have a good standing on the gold version, but I'm assuming it's going to come out whenever it should come out normally on the JP timeline for this one. So until then, this one is the new best one. Sorry, New Year's Megami. What she does, she has a 6% attack when using magical attacks EX skill, so you know, if you don't have good Megami subs, here you go. She has her 126 bonk that does no elemental damage, unfortunately. Then she has a 119 AoE earth magic damage, 152 if above 7% HP, and a party tier 1 agility buff for 10 seconds. Sounding familiar? Yep. A second AoE, this one doing 134 earth magic damage, 175 above 7% HP, and a self tier 2 magic attack buff for 16 seconds. The only difference between this one and ReZero is the agility buff is the second skill, and the magic attack buff is the first skill on the ReZero one. The ReZero one does the magic attack for the whole team, and then this one has higher percents. So she's doing more damage, and she has the 7% HP restriction, which makes her do even more damage. So, she's pretty good. I will say the self tier 2 kind of sucks, because if she had party, she would literally just replace the other one, and that would be insanely good for players who just didn't have it or didn't play when I was around. But I'm pretty confident saying that if you don't have the ReZero one, even if you do have the ReZero one, you're probably just going to be using this one instead. That is until the funny you're not super effective, you're doing less damage update rolls around. I'm not too sure when that is. I'll let you know as soon as I know. But until then, she's going to be pretty good. So if you pull her on your way to Chris, big W. Next up is Yin Yin. Now, Yin Yin is, I wouldn't say terrible, but the Railgun collab, which is going to be the next collab, has an Earth Yin Yin that's just better. However, considering you just got the Overlord collab, don't expect the Railgun until the end of the year. Probably around the same time as the ReZero one, if I had to guess. Maybe even longer, since we had ours pushed. Well, I'd say push, but they said, haha, funny, we're following the JP schedule, so, you know, take that as you will. If you go through the timeline, you'll see when Railgun should arrive, but other than that, I'm sure she can have some use until then. I will say, as you can see, haha, funny, Yin Yin looks cool and all for Yin Yin fans. However, look at Wiz in the background, she looks real nice. I'm also kind of sad because Christmas Wiz was so good for so long, and now she's just fallen off a little bit, and it makes me sad because I love that Wiz. But anyway, me talking about Wiz aside, do that all day. What does she do? 6% attack when using magical attacks. She has a 113 basic Earth. Then her first skill is 162, single target Earth magic damage, 218 if above 7% HP. Nothing crazy. And then she has a 141 that turns to an 8. Whoa, that would be crazy. 185 Earth AoE, above 7% HP, and then she has a party 10% ultimate gauge charge. Now 10% isn't anything crazy. We have 20%, so I mean it's usable. And you could slot her with Veneer, and then you know ult with Yin Yin when you need to make sure Veneer always has his magic up. But like other than that, she's not really doing too much. One of Veneer's, I think it's one of Veneer's ults, if I'm not mistaken, boosts his magic attack anyway. So she's not like super crazy. I mean, probably going to be used regardless, just because, you know, she's doing good damage and she's pretty much guaranteeing you should always have Veneer with some magic attack up. But other than that, you know, you can see why she gets phased out by, you know, anyone better. If it was a 20% ultimate gauge charge, I would be more sympathetic to this Yin, but 10% isn't too terribly much. Other than that, that is the banner. Yin, you know, okay unit, we'll probably see use. Megumi, pretty good unit. Literally ReZero Megumi. Fortunately, ReZero Megumi has aged a bit, but, you know, still used. And then the best unit in the game. So, should you summon? Considering the next collab is not going to be for a while, and the next festival is, well, should be Iris and Yin, which they're really good, but they're kind of restricted to their own elements, unlike Chris, who's just, team comp. Let's see. Chris, okay, let's go to water. Chris, okay, let's go to lightning. Chris, let's go to earth. Chris, light. Chris, dark. Chris, yeah, Chris is basically gonna be on like every team than the man at this point. So if you don't have Chris, it's gonna suck. Like I said before, you don't need her to be every single thing of content, but if you like to be competitive in arena, be like, yeah, I'm top 10. If you don't have Chris, that's probably not gonna happen. So you should summon. Also, I can't confirm myself, but it was said that Kazuma, Aqua, and Darkness have a higher percentage chance of appearing than the Wiz, and I almost said Veneer, sorry, Wiz and Megumi for the legendary versions. So that's cool. I don't have Cosmo, so hopefully I can grab Cosmo from that because of that. This banner has crazy value. Seasonal units and legendary units all in one. Kind of a crazy combo. You could pull, let's see, there's Christmas Darkness, there's Christmas Wiz, there's Christmas Union and Megumi. Then there is legendary Chris, Aqua, Darkness, Kazuma, Wiz, and Megumi. That is 10 legendary / seasonals in one banner. Plus, one of the main featured units is the best character in the game. I don't know how you can get much better than that, unless you like time travel like a year into the future to get the JP banners. But other than that, that'll pretty much be it for the video. I will have a summon video tomorrow. We'll see if we get lucky with that one. As you know, court's kind of low, but other than that, I will catch y'all in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Konosuba content. I'll catch y'all in the next one.